Hey, what's up, guys? We are back. Homecoming, the HBCU podcast. Bringing you all the live news with HBCUs, how it affects us, current events, and we're going to be filming this weekly. Also, you can catch us on all podcasts and on YouTube. So podcast you can catch on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, anywhere you catch your podcast. So yeah, man, what's up?
Welcome
Rose,
back.
what's going on?
School's back in session. Ready to get it. Homecoming season is actually like our name for our podcast is Homecoming, right? But it's
Yes,
actually homecoming season. And I think it was either HBCU Pulse or
yeah,
BuzzFeed. I can't remember. It was one of the HBCU pages that I follow. They
uh-huh.
had a list of
Yes.
all the HBCU homecomings, like in chronological order. So like I don't know if you go on to Bowie's homecoming this
I am.
year.
I'm gonna get some
I'm
footage.
missing Howard's. but I'm in the area. Me and my mom were actually going to go to TSU, not the homecoming, just to go on the campus.
Oh
Because she
yeah.
actually went there for like a brief moment of time. She actually went to Texas Southern University,
Oh
like
yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah.
So it is officially homecoming season,
Yes.
y'all.
I love
Like
it.
this is exciting. This is exciting. I'm not going to be going to a lot of homecomings this year. As JT knows, I'm still like trying to get back healthy.
Yeah.
I was sick for a while, hospitalized. I'm feeling a lot better. Health is wealth. But
Yeah.
I'm just excited. I'm excited though for this like new like intake of freshmen. I saw a couple of videos, especially at Howard University,
Oh
freshman
yeah.
week, huge. And I'm saying, bro, it just took me back to like my freshman week, like when I moved in, and they're still doing the same thing. So I know like that's an exciting time.
Oh, I used to love this time of year.
Oh
Um,
yeah, because you were a Q. What did you do for freshman week? Not just for yours, like for the other freshmen. Did you do anything?
Oh, well, yeah, we would always help the freshmen move in.
Oh,
So it'd
I
be
do
like,
remember that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be like a day in time. And my younger frat brothers are still doing it. They just posted something that they help. They always just help the freshmen move in. That's just a thing that's been
Mm-hmm.
my older chapter brothers did it. They passed it to us, and then we passed it down.
That's dope. Yeah.
Also, we do, and this is so funny because this is the first time I did this. It was we did a college tour for high school students, and
What?
yeah, it was me and shout out to my friend Verdino. His name's
You
Taranka.
went to high schools like in the DMV
No,
area?
they came to Bowie, and
Oh,
we
okay.
would
Got
tour
it.
around the campus. Yeah, yeah. They just um, I'm glad my younger brothers are still doing that as well. They just
Okay,
You'll see that
okay.
on Instagram. Yeah, it was funny because it was like I was I was I was chilling, and then he was like, "Hey man, we about to do this college tour." I was like, "What? Okay." I ain't never did that before, but I know we know all the buildings, so we just toured the campus, told them what each building was, told them the experience, look at the
Mm-hmm.
football field. So it
Mm-hmm.
was pretty cool. They were
Nice.
just excited. Yeah,
As you would be, bro, like
it was
just getting
exciting.
away from home, just
Yeah,
like not being at home anymore. You're off on your own,
yeah.
meeting new people. I was thinking, right? And I'm
Uh-huh.
just because I'm at my new job or whatever, and it's fine. We have a very small office, and it
Yeah,
made me go back and think, was there ever a time in my adult life where
yeah.
I was as social as I was in college? I cannot think of any other moment. Like high school was cool, but like college, like was the like most active time for me socially. And I'm not like a crazy social butterfly,
Yeah,
but college was crazy.
co- yeah.
College was crazy.
That for me, high school, I wasn't really popular. I was just real chill. I had a certain amount of friends. I wasn't really social in high school. People knew me. I was chill. Like people knew
Right.
my neighborhood. Like I'd always be at the court, but I wasn't like, you know, my
Right.
my man Pat was popular. He was probably the most popular person, but I just that just wasn't me. And when I got to college, I was popular.
And you
Maybe
were out
because
there.
I was social. I just I guess I
I
was
feel
a
like
late bloomer, came out my shell, but I was
yeah, that
talking
see, it could have
about
been that.
it,
But
you
I
know?
think also going to an HBCU and just being around black people, I feel
Yeah,
like I was more comfortable, to just be like myself, be open, and just say, you know what, fuck it. Like I'm out here. You know how welcoming black people are. Like
yeah,
take it back to freshman week. Like I was out there, people were
yeah,
helping me move in from the, fraternity and sororities across the street. They had cookouts. So like,
yep,
hey, after you're done moving in, just listen to some music, vibe out, get some cookout food, and it just made you so just like open to just talk to a random stranger. I'm in the
yep,
calf. I turn behind me. I never met this person
yeah.
because when you go to college as a freshman, 9 times out of 10, you don't know nobody there.
Nobody.
Like I knew a couple of people from Houston, but for the most part, I knew nobody.
I ain't know nobody.
And everybody was just like, hey, 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 like just open, just ready to just mix and mingle and get into trouble.
Which is crazy because Bowie is right like up the street from my high school, and not a lot of people in my high school. There only a couple. It was just funny. I
So
didn't
that's
know anybody.
crazy.
Yeah, I didn't know anybody,
See?
so I could talk to people, and it's just like you know. I
So
remember.
all y'all freshmen out there, as
Yes,
James finishes telling his story, all y'all freshmen out there, y'all need to definitely understand the moment that you're in
yes,
and really appreciate it because I didn't like I just thought like, hey, this is how it is being an adult. I'm gonna always be surrounded by black people who care about their education, who are just
yeah,
cool as shit. And that's just a normal day-to-day life. Like I'm always gonna be around cool black people.
mhm,
Fast forward, I'm in my 30s. That's not the reality.
nope,
you know, like I have a pretty decent mix at my job, but
mhm,
for the most part, it's a lot of,
yeah,
non-black people
yeah,
that I work with. So please, freshmen,
yeah,
shit, all undergraduates, like y'all
yes,
just appreciate just being able to socialize with just beautiful intellectual black people while you can.
yes. It's a
Because
time in
it's
my
it's
life
a
I love.
culture shock when you graduate. I'd be like,
It's a
damn,
culture shock.
where were black people at?
There's all the
Kind of
black.
depressing, low key. Like
Yeah, and then
it's
you
kind
get
of depressing.
and then you get like you develop friends for lives there too, guys.
Yep, yep.
You have
That's a hundred
you know
percent. That's 100%
friends for
correct.
life, and yeah, I remember I went to law school, University of Baltimore. It was culture shock. I was like, I'm not used to this. I am
Mm,
not used to
mm, mm,
this.
mm.
But I love the HBCU experience because you get to be around other smart, black, educated people all the
Yep.
time. The vibe and energy is
It's
just
different. It's
different.
just different. And I feel like now it's harder to replicate that environment, right? So I don't know where to go, Ain't nobody at nobody's public library. I don't nobody's going there. And
Mm-mm.
if you go out, I'm not a club person or a lounge person at all. I really can't stand it. And
Yeah,
that environment, you're not gonna find just like, you know, not to say people aren't educated in that
yeah,
crowd, but that's not the environment to have those intellectually stimulating conversations or
mhm.
just a chill vibe. Like right now, for some reason, we have a popping bottle, pour out your bottle challenge when
That
you
I
go to the
just
club.
saw
I don't
that.
know what's going on, so I don't know what's going on. So
I
me,
saw that.
I stay in the house.
I was like, I'm not
I don't
into
know what
that.
that's about.
But
Yeah, just
I just
wasting
saw
money,
another
but
DC's having a new club. I forgot the name, but they were like pour out the most expensive bottles. I was like, what? I was like, all right, this is the
I don't
thing.
know, man. That's a new thing, right? I can't, I can't deal with it.
I
So
I I don't go out to the clubs anyway, so you're probably never gonna see me pouring
yeah.
out bottles. That's just not my scene. Used to,
You're right. Me
but
not even really used to. I think I just did it because other people
it
were
was the
doing it.
thing to
It's like
do it.
the thing to do because you're young. You got to go out, have a good time. I'm like,
Yeah.
all
Now
right, man. I ain't doing none of that.
I'm gonna have to go to a friend's house and pull up
Yeah. Yeah.
and just talk about life.
And I can bring a bottle. I can
Bottle,
bring a charcuterie board and some wine.
cookout,
Let's
yeah.
have a chill time. If it wasn't 100 degrees this whole summer, I would be like,
Yeah.
hey, let's go out on the patio. I haven't been
Yeah.
able to do no outside activities
Oh yeah.
this
That's
entire summer in Houston. It's been abysmal. It's been the
yeah.
worst summer like I've ever experienced.
They was you were telling me, you were like, I was like,
It's
what? That
it's
is
been crazy. It's been like threatening life. Like everything's been wild, but today's like the first day where I could feel a cool breeze.
okay.
Like it's so hot. Like it's been so hot at 7, 8 o'clock at night. The sun's gone by then, right?
Yeah.
It's still hot as shit.
Damn.
Just the air. It's just heat at this point. It's just heat.
Dang.
So yeah, it's been pretty wild, dude.
Oh, that's
It's been
crazy.
pretty wild. So I'm welcoming the fall. I'm welcoming,
Yeah.
just school kicking off again because of what it represents temperature wise, but also going back to the HBCUs, we're gonna have some really great like homecomings. I can't wait to see the footage that comes out, on social media. And I don't know, man, it just warms my heart to just know like I see students now just like really enjoying themselves. I'm seeing like crazy strolls. I mean,
Yeah.
that fraternity sororities, like they doing
Yeah.
their thing right now.
Yeah. I love it. College football season is back. Um,
Whew.
I think Bowie's. I'm gonna go to a couple Bowie home games this year, man. To start it off. So I'm
You know what I've
excited.
been doing? What I've been doing now, and I might have to thank Deion Sanders for this, right? We got to give this man some credit. I've been watching more HBCU games on television.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I don't know if it's a thing. I mean, now I just got my ESPN Plus app, so I have
Okay.
access to more games. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's because they're televising more HBCU games, but I was lucky enough to catch a little bit of the Howard game last weekend and a little bit of Jackson State when
Yeah.
they played
Um,
Florida, I believe. So that was.
my my frat brothers usually have a it's a website. I gotta get the website. Next time
Oh, they have all the
today's
games.
today is the first
Mm.
home game. Um, and then we got another home game. Golly, when is the next home game? This is crazy. Jeez. The 23rd. I'll be there.
Mm. Mm.
Versus I'll be there. Yeah, because this we got. Wait a minute. Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Do you feel like since Deion Sanders' like departure,
Mhm.
obviously all eyes are on him, but do you think that all eyes are on Jackson State University as well?
Yes, because I
Because I
think
was
that
watching them,
yeah,
you know.
I think that even though he took a lot of the transfers, the coach they hired came from his coaching staff.
And he was a
Um,
graduate from Jackson. Like, he used to play there.
yeah, he used to play there, and um, so he's probably going to run the same program Dion ran, and also one of the running backs. I think their star running back. He didn't go to Colorado. He stayed.
There
So
you
it's
have it.
like,
A
yeah,
lot of players left, but I don't know. I think that what Deion Sanders started there, at least there is a lot of positivity that came out of that. You
mm,
know.
yeah.
So, like, I'm
I
not gonna
love
lie, it was like opening kickoff. I think it was Florida got the ball, just ran into the house. I said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa! What's happening here?"
it.
and they just kept scoring and scoring. I was like, "Ooh, it's getting a little brutal." Not gonna lie to you. So
Yep.
it's just I think it's just a start. So not to be like overly critical because I think people are looking for for them not to do well and be like, okay, Deion Sanders is the reason why this program was very successful.
Yeah.
And not to take anything away from Deion because I do believe like he was able to recruit
Yeah.
star players, right, and
Yeah.
show that it's a talent thing, right?
Yeah.
You get
Yeah.
great talent, your football team's going to do a lot better than they were doing before,
Yeah.
like obviously facilities matter and things like that, but talent at the end of the day, like you can't beat that. You can't beat
Speaking
that.
speaking of Dion, oh yeah, so the first Bowie home game is September next Saturday. I'm gonna go there because it's probably gonna be I'm gonna get
Man,
some
get some
footage. It's
footage,
probably
man.
nice.
Don't
Yeah.
get no
So
old people footage where I can't see nothing. Like get some crispy, clean iPhone 20 type of
I
footage.
have it.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? All
I
right.
got it. I got you. Yeah,
Okay.
trust me, I got you. Oh yeah. All right. So speaking of Dion, another thing that he's done is he's got me watching college football again. I mean,
Cause yeah, yeah.
I wasn't like, you
I took
know,
a break from it, bro. I took a break. I'm tired of watching blowouts.
yeah,
That's never fun. You understand? Like that's
yeah, no
boring.
watching Colorado. My Faith was watching it today. You know what I'm
Nice.
saying? Like that's what Dion is. And first off, I think a lot of people are shocked that his son and Travis Hunter are balling coming from an HBCU.
Mm-hmm.
And Shador Sanders said this. He said, "Hey, listen, the only difference between HBCUs and I think it's FCS and FBS is like the defensive linemen are quicker. That's it.
Hmm. I
Talent.
mean,
Like, I
isn't
was like, oh, I was like, okay. You know what I'm saying?
so
Like, I think
yeah.
people forget that a lot of greats came from HBCUs.
Yeah, because as of late, we haven't been getting, players haven't been getting drafted like they used to,
Yep.
right?
Hmm.
So I think this is one of those like social experiments happening live, right?
Yeah.
That Deion Sanders is doing. I don't know if it's intentional or not. I can't speak on that man's plans, but this is like an experiment. We're literally watching it. A lot
Yeah.
of people, had questions like, man, are just will HBCU teams, football teams, be able to ever compete on the same scale, on the same level as predominantly white institutions and schools that had been cemented and solidified as powerhouses for college football, right? You have your Alabamas, you have your Georgias, Ohio State, and things like that.
LSUs, yeah.
And he's now went to an HBCU, turned that football program around, right?
Mhm.
With the resources that were available to him, was able to recruit top players.
Yep.
Now he's taken HBCU students, right? All right.
Yes.
And now he has moved them to a Colorado, right? Better
Yep.
facilities. They have, better, like more access to money, right?
They do.
More dispensable, like just income, things that they can give their players that
Mhm.
HBCU schools can't compete with, right? Just
Yeah.
on a financial scale, just
Yeah.
it would take us a while.
Yeah.
And he was able to beat TCU. They were able to beat TCU,
Yep.
which is the number 2 seed. Like they were playing for a title last year,
They were
and
playing for the title last year. Yes.
so now we're starting to get some of these questions answered. It's still early,
Yeah.
obviously, early into the season, but I think everybody's watching to see like what is he able or what is he going to be able to do with this football program?
Yeah.
Because I we know the theory. We've talked about the theory. We just feel like it's all it is a talent issue. Kids not wanting to go to HBCUs
Yes.
schools for football because of lack of facilities,
Yep.
lack of visibility,
Yes.
and being scared they won't get recruited, or you
Yes.
think you're not playing against the top players and that's not going to prepare you to
To-
possibly compete in the NFL.
Yeah.
And what is he doing now? He's kind
It's
of like
it's amazing.
dispelling all of those those thoughts and those questions that a lot of people have.
I mean, they Travis Hunter and Shador Sanders is in the Heisman hunt. Colin Cowler, he was like, I talked to some NFL execs. They said that Shador Sanders is a first round pick.
Bam. Mm-mm-mm.
But I think, this is what I think is gonna happen. I think he's gonna stay. He's gonna come out when Travis Hunter come out.
Mm.
Travis Hunter comes out in 2025. They might be the first top 5 picks in the draft.
That would be so impactful. Like that
That
would
would
be
be
such a
crazy.
statement. That
It
would be
would be a
wild.
statement. And I just saw this the other day. The number one quarterback recruit in the country visited Colorado.
There you have it.
I was like,
There
oh.
you have it.
So it's just awesome to see Dion. I mean,
So
this is his element. And here's a question. I don't see him leaving Colorado.
do you see
But if
his
Shador,
contracts? Did you
Yeah.
see his contract set up though?
What is how's it set up?
Like if he leaves early, like he owes them money, like a lot of
Oh yeah.
money.
What
Yeah.
is yeah? What did he sign for? Because
Like each year, if he leaves, by next year, he owes him a certain amount. If he leaves early the year after that, he owes him a certain amount of money. So you need to like take a look at that. But I also think he probably will stay. He
I
probably
think
will stay.
I think so. Yeah, it's 5 year. I think he
What is it
stayed
like 29 mil? How many million is it?
29.5 million, and they
Mm-hmm.
didn't have the money when he
But what
signed.
did they say? They
They
said we
raised
will
it a month.
find. They say we will find the money.
They raised it in a month. They raised 29 million in a month. This is the
That's
first
wild.
time that the game has been sold out. First time a Colorado game is sold out.
I mean,
Home game.
star power counts for something. So
Yeah.
my question is this:
Uh-huh.
we talk about Dion and we talk
Uh-huh.
about the blueprint. We're going to set aside how people felt initially when he decided to leave the HBCUs,
Yeah.
right? We have to now think about the positive impact and what he
Yeah.
actually created, like pathways, right? So,
Yeah.
my question is what other like X star do you
Yeah.
see being able to do something that a Deion Sanders does? Because I think it's going to require that and more of that on football teams like HBCU football
Yeah.
teams. And this is no knock on like the TC Taylors and
Yeah.
like people who have already coached,
Yeah.
at certain universities are attended there and they have deeply rooted bonds to make sure that that football team succeeds
Yeah.
and that the school in general succeeds because of it, right? But
Yeah.
I think it takes more than that. Like Dion shows, people, you just said it. People are looking to go to wherever Dion Sanders is. At
Yeah.
first, it was Jackson State.
Yeah.
He was getting top recruits to go there because it's Dion Sanders. Now he's doing the same thing at Colorado, right?
Yeah.
So it's not a thing of I want to support the HBCUs. Like for students, it's going to be like I want to be under the tutelage of somebody like a Dion Sanders,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So now I'm asking you, what other ex or current football player that in the future do you think can do something that Deion Sanders has done at a HBCU?
That's a tough one. He's a
Because
hard
that's what it's going to require, right? That's the blueprint essentially. That's what we're saying.
blueprint.
Because the facilities aren't going to get better
No.
quickly.
Um, I know Ed Reed wants to coach. I would like to see him at a HBC. I know that he had a falling out. Which was that college? Was that?
Mm.
I'm about to look it up what college, but I think Ed Reed, if he wants to, I think he has a shot to kind of do it. I know Eddie George is coaching right now. They played. They got blown out by Notre Dame,
It's
but
Hugh Jackson, right? But I'm saying like
yeah,
they're not prime time, bro. They're not
they're
they're
not
not
prime
Deion
time.
Sanders.
I think Ed Reed. I
Will
think
be the
Ed
next.
Reed.
Okay.
It was Bethune Cookman. I think Ed Reed was. I think he has a chance if he wants to. I think the caliber of football player, um, the way he carries himself, um, I would like to see him because
Mm.
he's been dibbling dabbling and wants to coach and he wants to coach at the HBCU and I think that if Ed Reed would get a shot and I hope he does, I think he could do it with Dion. I think he
Yeah.
can
Okay.
just
Okay.
because the way he carries himself, the way I think he would have impact on kids. He seemed really passionate about it, so I think that um, I would like to see him. I would like to see him in HBCU
Got it.
team.
Okay.
Um, and I know the Bethune Cookman thing was hurts, but if is there any other HBCUs out there hire Ed Reed? I think he'll have a tremendous impact because what he's going to do is he has so much star power. He'll be able to. This is what Dion brings. He had um, Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp is at the game. Stephen A. Smith, Michael Irvin is at
Yeah.
the talking to the team.
It's
Warren Sapp,
crazy. Yep.
Terrell Owens. I think if Ed Reed gets if he goes to an HBCU, I think people would follow him. I think he'll be able to get the stars out. I think Ray Lewis will come out. I just think so because he knows so many people and he's considered. I think he's the best safety of all time, hands down to me.
Yeah.
I
And I
think
feel like
he would have an impact like Deion.
also feel like it's gonna take more than one
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
because one is cool, right? It could be the same thing where you're just going to have that one school that
yeah,
received like all the attention. You're getting more sponsorships now.
yeah,
You're getting highlighted and shown on ESPN a lot more and having opportunities to play against powerhouses or schools
yeah,
that are probably going to blow you out, but you're going to make money at the same time. That's going to help your program and then the university, right? But I just feel like, can we get three? Like
yeah.
we need three because the more that we have this kind of model
Hmm.
being replicated at different HBCUs, the
Yeah,
more competitive just our football programs are going to be in general because now that Dion's left, it's kind of like wide open now. It's not a thing of like,
yeah,
oh, we already know Jackson State's going to win again. Like
yeah.
it's a little bit more unpredictable. Nobody knows who's gonna take it or who's gonna be the dominant team this year. It's kind of like up for grabs in a sense. But it wasn't like that. So I feel like if Ed Reed does come, it's going to be the same thing. He's going to recruit all this talent. It's
Hmm.
just going to be one team that's a powerhouse. And I think we need a multitude. We need
Yeah.
more than one school to
Mm.
do that.
Let me see.
But it's just interesting that
It
I
is
think about
because
that sometimes.
a lot of people have reached out to Deion and said they want to coach. Um, who I'm trying to think who else. Shannon Sharp said he don't have the patience.
Ah,
So Deion had the
if
patience.
he hadn't skipped
He's
took
don't have the
everything
patience.
away from his ass, you understand? Working with
Yeah,
that man for all that time, my
yeah.
gracious.
He said. He said, he said he'll
I
have
can see.
patience
I
for
already know him,
years.
man.
I can see him just being.
Oh
I can
man,
see him not having. He said I can't do it.
at least
He was interviewing Deion. I don't have patience, man.
that man probably
Yeah,
breaking
I think,
clipboards and iPads and all types of shit, bro.
yeah, I think Shannon Sharp would. I don't want to say this because I don't know for a fact, but I think that he will. Um, like a lot of NFL players, I think at Hall of Fame greats, why they don't translate into coaching, why this Deion Sanders is on a different level,
He
is
anomaly, bro.
because I don't think they have patience. When Shannon Sharp's don't have patience, because he's expecting greatness, because that's what you know
Yeah, he was able to achieve,
he's
right?
able to achieve it.
He would,
So
but he would, he
those
would, he would have the same effect though that a Dion would.
yeah,
He's culturally relevant.
yep,
He's, like people know who he is. He has a
yeah.
huge like social media following. Like I love
He would
Shannon
bring the
Sharp,
people out.
right?
He would bring
Oh,
the stars
he
out.
would bring this talent out. He would bring the stars out. He would bring sponsorship.
Yeah,
But
but he said he's not doing
patience is necessary.
it. Yeah.
Patience is.
He was like, I'm not doing it. Sound like a patience. He told him flat
Oh
out. I was like,
man,
hey, Shannon,
damn,
golly. I get it
damn.
though. But
I definitely don't
I'm
have it.
think
So
who else? Warren Sapp is teased. I would like to see him too. I think he'll bring everybody out
yeah,
as
that'd
well.
be pretty fire.
Yeah, he coached the. He does this when training camp. He'll go to different teams and
Mm-hmm.
coach the
Mm-hmm.
D line for a little bit. He'll go to Tampa or he'll go to um, he went to Dion's camp. Um, he's flirted with it, but I don't know if he would do it full time. I would like to see Warren Sapp too. Maybe a Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis.
Mm.
Ray
That's the one I'm thinking about from Baltimore. Ray Lewis, like he
Lewis
he
bring it.
already like speaks like a motivational like
Oh yeah.
speaker. You understand? Like he's somebody when he speaks, like you listen. Like he's a
Yeah.
great leader.
Yes.
When he was like active or whatever, and I think he would be great. I think he would be great.
Yeah.
Ray
I
Lewis would
would.
be great. And I
He
think he
would.
has the patience, bro, because he's already kind of like been in that role
He has. I think he
like
does
for a
have
while.
the patience. I think he does.
For a
Um.
while.
So I would love to see NFL greats come back and coach. I
I
would
think
love
that's the only
that
blueprint
would
that
be
I
an
can think
equalizer
of.
because they're gonna
Yeah,
recruit.
to
They're gonna get a
equalize.
lot of recruits,
Mhm.
a
Mhm.
lot of top
Yep.
level recruits. If Ed Reed comes in your living room,
Where do I sign? Yeah. Where do I
he's gonna
sign?
get the top recruit, safety
Yeah.
and corners all
Period.
day. They're
Period.
gonna go there because they're like,
They know. They
this
know.
is, this is Ed Reed.
Enough said. Yeah.
I'm trying to get to his level, mom. I'm going there. 5-star recruits. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So I
So
think it's the same model, kind of like what we touched on when we were speaking with Prince about the
yeah,
HBCU boxing league.
yeah,
It's gonna take great talent
yeah.
from our past that we know about, that everybody knows about, to come and make a difference. Like that's the only thing I feel like that can equalize our situation, because the the financial and monetary gap is too wide
It's crazy.
at this moment. I can't see how we bridge it without massive donations and things like that. And we already, discussed about how underfunded HBCUs have been over the years and things like that. So
This is a great segue into the next topic. Speaking about underfunded HBCUs, Diddy has gave $1 million to Jackson State. He said he was going to, and he did it. And for you guys that um, do know or don't know, he gave $1 million to Earn Your Leisure, and they're going. That's going to go to the education because they've been trying to. So Earn Your Leisure is a podcast that promotes Black wealth, entrepreneurs. They teach a lot of. They have a lot of classes. Um, they have a website called Earn Your Leisure University, and you can go there if you want to do real estate. MG, the mortgage guy, is with them. If you want to invest, they have in Dunlap. So um, they have actually tapped into a resource in the black community where we're not financial literate, and that's what they promote, financial
yeah.
literacy, and it's very
Mhm.
important. So he gave them $1 million, and they've been doing their thing. So Diddy's shout out to Diddy.
We
It's
we
2 million.
we're still waiting for $1 million at Howard University.
Yeah, because he's Howard got some alums, man, star power.
Yeah, no, he promised 1 million to Howard as well.
He did.
Yeah, during the same, I think he received a Lifetime Achievement Award in
He,
2020 at the
yeah,
BT
he did.
Awards, and that's when he pledged 1 million to Howard University, which where he attended, didn't graduate, but went there for two
He went.
years, and then he pledged 1 million to Deion Sanders and Jackson State University. So
Yeah,
he's made good on the million
that-
to Jackson State. We are patiently waiting at Howard University. I'm not sure. I've never donated $1 million or even pledged $1 million, so I don't know the intricacies of
yeah,
what that looks like on paper. Because my thing is this: always with like donations, even when I like, that's why I don't give the Red Cross. Like nobody fire me up, but this is
yeah,
why, because I don't know where the money's going.
yeah.
Right?
No,
It's always
yeah,
a
that's
thing
the
of
real thing.
I don't know where the money is going,
Yeah,
and I think there's like a mistrust, and I'm not saying this is with Diddy. I think he is just trying to work out the
yeah,
blueprints of how that $1 million is going to be used at Howard,
yeah,
right? But for me, it's always a thing of like, man, where is this money going, specifically?
yeah,
Like, if I give you money, where is this going?
yeah.
And there
That's the
has to
big
be a
one. That's a
structure of like,
biggie
hey,
too.
if I give you this money, it needs to be going to these things specifically.
Yep.
And I'm not saying this is just for HBCUs, but I know to Howard, we used to always wonder, where the fuck is the
Where's
money
the
going?
not going to the
Where
it's not going to
is
the
the
dorms?
money going? And then there was a scandal in 2018 at
Yep.
Howard University where
Yeah.
those employees stole like $1 million
Yeah.
in the A building.
Yeah.
While
This
I'm
is crazy.
struggling to try to figure out how I'm going to pay for room and board,
Yeah.
y'all are just like living it up.
Living it up. Yeah. You gotta be very specific.
You have
'Cause
to.
that's a thing.
Because
Um,
didn't Deion Sanders even touch on it? I don't know the
yeah,
validity of those claims, but he was also wondering
where
where's the money. And not to
he
say
said
that
he
this doesn't
sold out a
happen.
lot of games in Jackson State. He
Not
was just like, I
exactly,
don't know, the
exactly.
math's not math.
It's not adding up.
Ed
And
Reed had a problem with Bethune Cookman, and then the students started protesting because there were buildings that had trash in them.
yeah, things
Ed Reed spoke
things
out, they let him go, and it's just like, and
yeah,
the students were like, he was right.
yeah. Things
You
don't be
know?
adding up, and that's the issue. Not saying that it doesn't happen at non HBCU schools, but knowing that we're already so underfunded,
Yeah,
and just statistically, our alumni groups, like people who graduate from HBCUs,
yeah,
we don't make as much as our white counterparts, right? So that's
yeah,
another thing that kind of affects how much we give back, are
yeah,
able to give back, disposable income, X, Y, and Z. So the money that we do have needs to be going to where it should go, and that's to the
yeah,
students,
yeah.
or that's to the buildings to enrich the students' experience, right?
Yes.
Because we hear it all the time, but I can only speak for myself. Terrible experience with the A building. Terrible. And I know I'm not the only one, bro. And so
No.
when I heard that news, I'm just like, this is so fucking typical. This
Yeah,
is
that's
so
crazy.
typical. They were so rude to me,
Mm,
and not everyone, but certain people that I dealt with in the A building, extremely rude, very short.
yeah,
One woman let me know, baby, this is a business. I said, oh, okay, duly noted.
yeah,
Um, so
yeah.
it's crazy, JT. So my freshman year, let me just tell the story real quick.
Uh-huh. Go
It
ahead.
was very it was very stressful. I
Yeah,
majored in physics. When I went to Howard, I applied everything, and I was at a certain point I was going to go to Baylor first, but Howard
yeah,
said, "Hey, because of your grades and your GPA and your SAT scores, we're going to offer you this money. This is a scholarship that you qualify for, and this is how much money we're going to give you for your tuition." I said, "Oh, no brainer. I have to go here. My parents don't have a lot of money, They don't
yes,
they don't have nothing really." Like when I say don't have a lot, they had nothing for me for
yeah,
college. So I go to Howard, I go to the financial aid office. I'm like, "Hey, where's the money that I was promised?" "Oh, we ran out." I said,
what?
"Oh,
That's
okay." So
ridiculous.
when I say I was crying, it was such a traumatic and very stressful time for me. Imagine me, 18 years old. There was no financial literacy being taught in high school.
No,
I'm
no,
all the way in Washington, D.C.
you're
I
from
can't
you.
take out a loan because I can't qualify.
Yep,
No offense, my parents, their credit shot, so they can't qualify for a
yep,
loan. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm screwed. Wasn't able to work in high school, so I
yeah,
wasn't able to save up any money.
yeah.
And now you're asking me to come up with tens of thousands of dollars. You want me to pull it out of my ass? Where do you want me to get this money from?
That's crazy.
Dude, I was so stressed out. I ended up having to had to get my aunt. She was able to help me get a loan, and then I had to work my ass off to make sure my GPA was high enough to qualify for one of the scholarships that they had in the physics department, right?
Yeah,
And had to maintain a certain GPA after that. But the level of stress I went to, I had to retake semesters because I didn't receive credit for it because the financial aid wasn't released in time and I got dropped for those classes.
dang.
Imagine having to take physics 1 again, physics 2 again,
Physics is
calculus 1.
different in college too.
I don't want to take it again.
Yeah, it's different.
So I say that to say, like, when we get money, we cannot misappropriate it
Yeah,
because a lot of these students coming in are already at a financial disadvantage.
yeah,
So we got to do right. So, kudos to Diddy. Hopefully Jackson State uses the money right. When he finally releases that money to Howard, hopefully they do right by their students and make sure that the money goes to the people who need it.
yeah.
Period.
Damn, that's
No,
a.
no, it's crazy. No, it's crazy.
I
There
did
is
not like
another
going to the financial aid office.
the stress, bro. My heart used to like
I did
beat.
not like going there.
It's a stressful time and it shouldn't even be like that.
I I remember one story, and this was my fault, totally my fault. Um, you're supposed to. fill out all your paperwork for your FAFSA early, so you
Mhm.
can make sure that you fill it out
Mhm.
in January as soon as
Yep.
possible,
Yep.
no later than March. And I was working 2 jobs, and I was like, I'll do it later. Now it was the summer of '02. Best summer I had in my life. I'm not gonna lie. It was the best summer I had in my life. Um, just hanging out with my friends every day. I was working 2 jobs, saving money. It was just a good time, you know. And I went back to school, and they were like, "There's no money for you." I applied for the financial aid like late July. They were like,
No. Ooh.
"No money," so I had to pay out of pocket, and I was short like $20. And this is when I found out classes are really expensive. So I couldn't stay on campus. I had to be a commuter, and I had to pay for my classes out of pocket. So I had to get a full time job.
Welcome to the real world. My
That
God. Yeah, like what?
was real. I was
You're
paying
taking how many
attention.
classes? How many
Uh,
credit hours were you
that's
taking?
why
Do
it
you
took me
remember?
2 classes, 2 classes a
Hell,
semester.
that's all you could do. Working a
Yeah,
full-time job?
for
That's all you
full.
could do.
Yeah.
Are you gonna end up failing them classes
What?
and
I was
wasting
getting
money if you took
A's.
more than that? Yeah.
A's. I was
Mm-mm.
like, you're my freshman and sophomore year. I'm like, whatever. I'm hanging out, partying, and I was like, yo, these are expensive. So I'm gonna make sure I'm at the front of the class.
You gotta get your
I'm
money's
raising
worth.
my hand. You know what I'm saying? I'm studious.
Yeah.
I remember one time this girl was like, "Hey, can I copy your notes?" I was like, "Nah,
Copy my notes. Where were you at?
I'm that guy." Like, nah. If you were
What?
in class, if you were in class, but she would like leave. So we would go on break. She would leave class and not come back.
Oh
Like,
yeah, you gotta miss me with that.
I got an
You
A in
gotta miss me with that.
that too. So, but yeah, but I did not like going to the financial aid office. I did not.
I don't I
I
don't
did
think any
not like
student
going to
really
the
does
administrative building. I, I tried to stay
because
far away.
it causes so much anxiety
Yeah.
because it's such a like serious thing. I remember like the exact feeling. Like I can like travel in my mind as I'm waiting in line at the register's office, just like making sure like, do I have everything? Like don't even know the
Yes.
questions to ask,
Yeah.
don't know what to do. And it's like, bro, I'm 18.
Yeah.
I can't even, I don't even have a credit card. I don't have anything. I have no credit. I don't even understand how, the finance world works.
Yep.
And it's not like they're pleasant. They're not trying to educate you like, hey, this is what you need to do. Nothing. And I get it. Like for the most part, this should probably be your parents' job. They should be the one, making sure everything's set up. But again, you have students whose parents never went to college, whose parents are in
Yep.
debt, and they're trying to break that cycle and be the first person to go
Mm-hmm.
to, a
College.
higher learning institution. And you know this, you know what I'm saying? Like HBC, I feel like the school knows this.
Yeah.
So why isn't there more of like a helping hand? Like, hey, these are the things you need. Because I sat in front of this lady, she was like, "You need this, this, and this." I said, "Well, nobody told me."
Nobody
And
told
how
me.
am I supposed to ask if I don't even know what to ask? Like, what are y'all do? Is this a setup? I was just looking at her
Yeah.
like, are you crazy right now, lady?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
They're pretty harsh. They have no cut cards. I
No
used to.
customer service skills, bro. I've been in
They
customer
be like,
service for how long?
you owe this much and we need it now.
Now, JG Wentworth, they need it now.
Like, what?
It leaves it really bad. I think those experiences leave a bad taste in students' mouths to where
Yeah.
once they do graduate, they're just like, fuck this. I'm not giving back to you. Give back to you
Yeah.
for what?
Yeah.
And that actually cripples us,
Yeah.
because it's not those other students who are coming after. It's not their fault that this
Yeah.
person in the A building was an asshole,
It's not their fault.
but it is what it is. So
It is that financial aid offices.
it's
It's a
wild.
great building. I do not like going. I used to not like going in there. My stomach used to drop. I'd be like, oh, I gotta
This is the
go.
day I get dropped from my classes like shit.
Some
You know what I'm saying?
life changing event is gonna happen at this financial
You can
aid.
And you can feel it, like, it's imminent, bro. Like, this is
Yeah,
not gonna be good. And I used
nah.
to see people walking out, and I'm just like,
I used to
just
be
pay.
walking out crying,
Yep.
like, it was real. I
I
was
said, y'all getting enjoyment from this?
I was like, "Oh, I'm up next." I was like, "Yo, oh, this is not good."
Not good, bro.
I I didn't like it.
Never. And I'm like, if this is a business, y'all gotta do better with y'all's customer service.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
gotta do better with y'all's customer service, bro. But that's us on our soapbox, guys. Like,
yeah,
not try to just go off, because I could talk about this for a while, but we're
yeah.
for it. Speaking of, my mom, I was at work, like,
Mhm.
maybe it was like 2 weeks ago, and
Yeah,
she was so happy. She called me up. I'm on my lunch break. I was
yeah.
like, "Hey, what's going on?" She was like, "Rose, my student loans have been forgiven." She's like, "Did you check yours?" I was like, "No, I haven't got nothing." I was like, "How you know?" She's like, "Oh, I got a message saying that all of my shit got wiped out." And I was like, "Well, shit, where's my stuff to get wiped out?" You know what I'm saying? I checked. Nah.
Nah,
So I
I'm
think
saying they
yeah.
was
Did you check
like, "We
yours?
need." No, they're like, "We need our money." I gotta start
Yeah.
paying mine back.
So, but
To
I will say this, like, that student loan forgiveness program, and I guess
It's crazy they didn't pass it though. I was like,
yeah.
"Guys."
So me personally, I thought they were just going to go in and just wipe out the debt. I didn't know that there were
No,
going to be stipulations of, oh, we'll
yeah,
minimize your
I
payments for this. If you've been paying, and for the last 10 or whatever, how many years, then
yeah,
we'll wipe out the rest of your debt.
yeah,
First of all, I ain't been paying shit. Sorry,
yeah.
let me
So
get that out.
So
I've been paying. Just wipe out
Biden,
my
the
debt.
first one they tried to pass that got knocked down is it's usually 10% of your income. There
Mm-hmm.
was a law in there that said it's now 5%. That would have made makes your payments a lot lower, almost cut in half.
Right.
And they were trying to forgive a lot of student loan. It was way better than this one. But the Supreme Court was like, no. And I knew they were going to say no. And I was like, that's so crazy because student loan debt affects everybody.
That's the second, like,
Affects
highest
everybody.
debt besides, like, home mortgage. We are in the
Yes.
student loan debt crisis right now.
Yep.
It surpassed credit card debt.
Yep.
It's bad. It's horrible.
Yes.
And them trying to target, like, Pell Grant recipients, right? That's the best move, as far as
Hmm.
making sure the people who obviously needed money to go to college, because, like, your parents had to, make below a
Yeah.
certain amount for you to qualify for the Pell Grant, which mine's did.
Hmm.
But it's like, typically those are people from underserved communities and
Yes.
minorities,
Yep.
Hispanics, Black people, and that alone will affect in a positive way the Black community, I think. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? Like, targeting those groups and giving it to the people who need it, because the way the student loan, just the whole system set up, how
Hmm.
much money people be paying a month. Like, I can't even afford. I had to keep getting that shit deferred, because when I first got my bill, I'm like, you want me to pay how much a month? Where am I
I
going to
looked
get
at
this
mine. I
income?
was like, golly, it's expensive.
So instead of me now saving for a down payment on a house, or saving,
Yep.
just for investments, I have to just give
You have to
you
pay
back this money,
a lot of
which
money. And it's not even like, because when I first did it, I was like, okay, I'm thinking that I could, I looked at all the payment plans and I was like, a G a month? What? How do y'all expect somebody to pay this much money?
it's
So
too
it's
much.
crazy. So I got the best one I could get, but still a lot. It's like almost
Mm,
600 a month. It's a lot,
mm.
But I was like, let me just start paying it.
You know what I feel like?
And I told myself, I was like, I was like, when I really start making a lot of money, they're only gonna get their the minimum balance. I don't care. I'm not paying it
That's
off.
how you stick it to the man. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm not
know.
paying it off. James, you made this much last year. I don't care. Here's your
That's it. I've always felt like, people always talk about reparations, and it's
yeah,
becoming like this tired topic because we know we're never going to get it. But I've always been like an advocate of just free education.
yeah,
Free education. You want a society to thrive. You
free
make
education.
education free. Make a stipulation where your GPA has to be above this, so you weed out the people who aren't taking it seriously, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
you can't now get people into crippling debt who really don't have a lot of income, because it's not like once you graduate from college, you're just making all this money, or you're
yeah,
even in the field of the degree that you received, right? Which is another like low key setup. Like,
yeah,
I feel like we weren't educated enough, and maybe it was our parents. Like, my dad talked to me like a month ago, and he was like,
yeah,
Rose, I'm so sorry that all we steered y'all towards was going to a 4 year college and getting a degree. He's like, had if I knew now what I knew then, I probably wouldn't have like pressured y'all to go to school for the hell of it. And I take nothing away from going to Howard University. Loved it. Like, would not trade that for the world. But in a different like scenario, I probably just would have went to a trade school, did an
yeah.
apprenticeship,
My dad said
got
that.
into no debt.
My dad said that. He was like, and the crazy thing is, he's like, they need to bring those back because there's not a lot of trade schools anymore.
We're actually at a shortage of
Yeah,
like
he's like, need to,
skilled workers. We
yeah,
saw it during the pandemic. There wasn't even enough people to build houses. There was a
yeah,
construction worker shortage in addition to the materials necessary to build the houses. Like, there was literally not enough people to build it. And I read a report that said Gen Zers, like the people underneath, like those kids, they're not interested. They're not
yeah.
interested in trade
No,
schools. You don't see that shit on TikTok and IG. It's not glamorized. Like, people are not trying to do anything that's like laborious. But that's still, I understand AI is new, guys. It's out here and it's taking over, but I still need somebody to build my home, to put the
yeah,
electrical wirings in my house, the
plumbers,
plumbing, all that shit.
yeah,
Robots aren't able to do
engineers.
that shit yet.
No,
It's
they're
scary. No, it's
yeah.
scary.
He's like, we need our, engineers, um, plumbers,
Carpenters, all types of stuff that
carpenters.
makes the world go round, that builds cities. And
Because you can go to a trade school,
mhm,
get an apprentice under electrician, and you probably making it off the jump. HVAC. My friend brother
all
was
that.
HVAC.
Yeah, but that's not,
Money.
it's not glamorized, and it's not put out there as like a pathway to take, cuz all I'm saying are Hispanic people. I'm in Houston.
Yeah,
So a lot of those skilled workers, they're Hispanic people.
yeah.
And you thinking like, "Oh, they're not making no money."
When they're making a lot of money.
They're making money.
They're
While
making
you go to a 4 year school, you may make money when you get out, depending
yeah,
on what major and what career path you chose, but you may not. You may be stuck with an entry level position
yep,
at 40,000, $50,000 a year.
yep,
Good luck.
yep.
And you're in debt,
Because
paying $1,000 a month for
they're gonna say
for
you
your
have no
student loans.
experience, so you gotta start off as an entry level. And like
With
I remember,
inflation, whew,
I remember um, we had this plumber. And he would come out. It'd probably take him 30 minutes. He's getting 800,
mm,
500 for an
that's
hour,
crazy.
and you
That's
have
like
to
that's like
have it.
doctor
You have
lawyer
to,
type
yeah,
of
you
fee.
have to have a plumber though. You have to.
Yeah. Yeah. Certain jobs, it has to be a certified plumber,
Yeah,
certified electrician, even doing real estate. Some of the work
yeah.
you can get a handyman to do, but for certain work, it has to be
It has to
somebody
be
who's
certified.
licensed in that
Yes.
profession to make sure that, all T's are crossed and I's are dotted. So
Yeah. It's crazy where I just feel like it's lost, and Gen Z are like, no. It's like,
they're saying fuck that. Dude, I read something where they're saying the average farmer is like in their 50s.
oh yeah,
Who's going to grow our
look,
food, bro?
look at our food.
And there's a black man, he's being interviewed, and he's like, I wanted to pass this on. Like, I learned how to farm and manage our
Yeah,
family farm from my father, and he learned from his grandfather. I wanted to pass it on to my kids. He said none of his kids
yeah.
wanted to any business with farming.
Dang,
Crazy. Crazy, right?
that wow. So who?
It's probably gonna just die with him, or get sold off when
It's
it's all
sold
said and
off.
done. But
So
I think about,
they
you
said they
know,
want no parts.
they don't
I ain't
want to
gonna
do
lie.
it.
If my dad was a farmer, I'd probably be a farmer.
Right?
I
That's what I'm
probably,
thinking. I already have
if you want my
something,
mentality, I probably would have just been a farm.
and just been on the farm somewhere growing, living a very simple life. Like we
Yep.
think we need all this money. We don't. We really
Yeah.
don't. Not for happiness. Like if you just wanted to have it,
Yeah.
or to give it to somebody, or to create or build something,
Yeah.
knock yourself out. But if you're looking as far as like happiness and I need to
Yeah.
buy this and that, you don't really need you don't need a lot of
Nah,
money to
Myron
be
says,
happy, bro.
he said I got one house. He's like, I got a couple cars. He was like, you don't need all that. Like, you don't need all this stuff.
Mm-mm.
And then somebody was like, he's like, you know why I fly private? He said, I fly private because I have a brace on my leg, and every time I go through TSA, I have to disable it, and I just fly private, which makes sense, right? But he was just like, besides that, I live a simple life, I like to golf. It's like
It doesn't
I
cost
don't
like
need all
a
this.
lot of money. Yeah.
No. He said, huh?
Like once you get your clubs, it doesn't cost a lot of money.
Nah,
Like I used to just rent the clubs at different golf courses in DC,
I'm gonna
and we
buy some
just be out
clubs this
there.
Christmas. I'm gonna get it from Walmart, and I'm just
Yeah,
gonna start golfing.
but you don't need a lot of money, and
Nah, you don't. My man
I
said
think
you should do it, and I'm gonna hold him to this. I'm gonna probably start next, probably spring. He was like, "Just we should just do one Friday out the month, just one Friday out the
that's
month,
all it requires. Yeah,
and then we'll do 9 holes because he lives by a golf course, like his complex. He was like, just
nice.
do 9 holes.
It's very relaxing.
Yeah, and we
I
did
love
18. I
golfing.
was like, golly, 18 is
Ah! It's a lot.
first time
It's
golfing. I
long.
did 18. I was like.
Why would you do that your first time?
I don't know. He was just like,
What's
it was
wrong
his
with you?
birthday. He was like, all right, man, you coming out
Oh,
to the golf course? At first, I was like, nah. Then I was like, all right, I'm gonna come out there. And he brought some clubs.
you had the cart though, right? You had the golf cart, right?
Yeah.
Thank God for
I just,
that.
yeah, I paid for. I don't know how much it was. I just paid for the cart and all
The
that.
cart's not
Tee
that
off,
expensive, really.
nah, the tee off was 9. It was me. Um, we weren't keeping score, but we were. But like, I that was my first time. Then I figured out like, um, I'm not good at all, but I'm okay,
Right. But
right?
it's
I
it's
can hit
more
the
so for
ball,
the
but
experience. Yeah, man.
that joints me wild.
But 18 holes
um,
is crazy.
18, yeah,
Nine
we
nine
did
is
18.
enough.
9 is good. So next
Unless
time,
you get like really nice with it, and you
man,
can you can do 18, because the way I hit 18 would take me until tomorrow. I'll
yeah,
never leave the
man,
course, bro. And people behind me gonna be
it's
like,
a
"Hey,
5.
get off the
Yeah,
hole.
you
You're
got.
you're holding
That's
our shit
another.
up."
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
People behind us were like,
Because it's a scheduled time. Like they want you to
yeah.
progress
He
on
was like,
on the course.
we gotta keep
Yeah,
going.
keep
You
it
can't
flowing.
really be
Yep.
talking because. But they
Hmm.
called up to us by the time we got to like the last hole, so it wasn't that bad. But I couldn't hit it over the water. I couldn't hit it over. It was just like, and then I learned the tees, so it's different. I couldn't hit over the water. I ain't gonna lie. It was this big lake. I tried like 6 times. I couldn't do it. But I couldn't do it. It was the last hole. But the other
Oh
big body of
shit.
water, I hit it over. It's weird.
Yeah.
That's how golf
You
is.
probably your
And then
arm was probably tired.
yeah. Then I learned the different tees. Like one of my friend brothers, Tim, he golfs. He golfs.
Mm.
He's hitting from the black tee, which is I think the professional. Then the
Nigga, I'm at the
amateurs, like,
front. I'm at
yeah,
like the
I was
red
at
or
the front.
whatever. I'm
Yeah,
at, I'm at the
it was at
front.
the front, the white
I'm at the
tee.
front. The
He's
white
like,
one. I'm at
Tony,
the
those
very
for
front.
kids. I was like, I don't care.
I gotta make it, man. We're gonna be out here all day.
Because from the black tee and the white tee is a
There's a
big
distance.
difference.
There's a distance for sure.
I'm not hitting the ball 300 yards, bro.
There's no way. But golf is one of those sports, man. I want to get better at it, because that's something
Yeah.
I feel like I can age gracefully into,
Yeah,
because it's so tranquil. I haven't even like went
it
to
was
like
nice.
exclusive, courses, but the ones that I went to in DC and
Yeah,
they're so beautiful. I
Maryland
was
has.
like,
I
bro,
didn't
I could
know this.
stay out here all day.
I did not know this until my friend started golfing. And then I noticed how many golf courses Maryland has.
Maryland has a lot of golf courses,
That's
and
a
it's
lot of
beautiful,
golf
so
courses.
beautiful.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
they're nice,
Yes, sir.
and
They're
it's
very,
nice,
very nice.
tranquil. Because my friend, there's a golf. He there's a golf course right there. There's a golf course down like Bowie State. There's a golf course on 301. This is just in PG County.
Damn.
It's just a PG County. I heard it's one in Bethesda. I think
There's
that
one in Virginia. I went to one in Virginia too. I
I
can't
heard the
remember
one in
where it was.
Bethesda has the Masters annually or
Oh
something.
shit! Really?
Yeah, yeah, it's a beast.
But
Yeah,
yeah, we need to. I don't know, man. I just feel like I back to the loan thing, right? Definitely look up the golf course. Back to the loan thing. I feel like he needs to just wipe out this shit. I don't care, and I know it's not all on him because obviously it has to pass, approval. Ask me
yeah,
how government works. I can't tell you, but I just know that I don't want to have any student loans federally. I
yeah,
paid off my private student loans, but federally I still owe, right? And I
yeah.
don't I don't have a lot of debt compared to other people, so I'm
Yeah,
very grateful for that. But I would like to not have it.
yeah.
you know,
I would,
I would just like to have that shit wiped out.
I would love to have it wiped out. Oh, it's the Congressional Country Club,
Mm,
and it's
sounds
the
swanky.
PGA. Oh, it was on the PGA Tour until 2020. It's one of the
Mm,
best golf clubs in the world.
mm,
Yeah,
nice.
it says yeah. It's I didn't know that till you don't know it until you like
Get
get
out
in,
there.
yeah,
Yeah.
till you get into it and you're like, ah, okay. Yeah, the women's PGA was there in 2013.
Imagine yourself retired. How many
Yeah,
times would you golf? Because I know people who are retired and that's all they do all day. Just golf.
that's
I
what
used to
mine
have
was
people
all
that
about.
come
It's
into the bar.
all
Yeah,
day.
just gonna golf. I was like,
I
damn.
think Skip Bayless golfs a lot. He golfs
Mhm.
because I think his show's done probably 12-1. He probably on the golf course 3 hours
Mm,
every
mm,
day.
mm, mm.
I ain't
I'm
gonna
not
lie,
gonna lie.
bro. If for the schedule I want and the life I live, I'll probably golf 2 times a week, 3 times a
That
week.
sounds about right. That sounds about right. I'll never forget this guy. He actually introduced me to golf when I was in my early 20s. Early 20s, right? I think I was still going to Howard actually. And he's just like, "Hey, we're gonna go golfing." I met him through a friend. I was like, "Okay." Never golfed in my life, and it's like that thing, or it's like you love it or you don't.
Yeah,
And when I
yeah, yeah.
say I became so addicted to it, and I
Mhm.
wasn't good at all. Right? I used to drag. I said, "Morgan, you want to go to the golf course?" And she would go because it's like we'll get the golf cart, we'll get some
Mhm.
beers. It's like you feel
Mhm.
like you're away from the city, like you feel like
Yeah.
you're out of DC, but you're still in DC.
Yes.
And she would just be in the golf cart, like after maybe the fourth hole, she's done. She's like, Rose, I'm
Yeah.
tired. And I'm still like hitting and
I'm trying to
hitting. I'm like,
get
we're
out
going
there.
through every single hole. I'm trying to
Yeah.
get better. And it just, I don't know. That's something I do want to get back into because it was so fun
Yeah.
for me. I
I got
love
out
golf.
there and was like, I
I'm considered
talked
about
about it.
paying for lessons. Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about it. And then when I got out there, I was like, okay. Because I'll go to Top Golf. I was like, all right. Then when I got
Oh
out there, I
man.
was like, yeah, I can see myself doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I did Top Golf. It was cool for like, target practice and, I
Yeah.
guess getting nice is,
Yeah. If you never
getting more
golfed before,
accurate.
it's a good place to start.
But there's nothing like
Not
being in nature.
nothing like the golf course. Golf
Ooh.
course is different.
Mhm.
It was
I said,
different.
I
And
see why
it,
I see why these supposed to be out here. I
yeah.
see it. And I
Yeah.
met
They
some
had the
nice people out
cigars.
there too.
They
Yeah,
had the
yeah, I don't
cigars.
do
I'm not a
cigars.
cigar guy.
I can't do it. It make me dizzy and it's
Yeah, I
gross. I
can't do
don't
it.
I
I
don't
just
like
never
that.
got into it. They had cigars out there. They had whiskey. So
Mm. Nice
it
little
was
good little
nice.
time.
Yeah, it was nice. It was
Mm,
nice.
mm, mm, mm.
So, but all right, guys, we are going to catch y'all next week. Remember, tune in. We're going to start coming back weekly. We're definitely going to have some footage. I'm going to try to hit some homecomings this year.
Yeah,
So,
man, school's in session. I don't care if you never
yeah,
went to an HBCU, you're an
yes.
alumni, I don't know. But even if you're not in the city where you used to go to school at a HBCU, whatever city you're at, wherever
Mhm.
you're at, find a homecoming to go to, man.
Just go to it.
Just get in that atmosphere. Like
Just go.
it's gonna be an amazing thing. Just go.
Just go. Because I know plenty of people that didn't go to Bowie that I invited, and they always come back.
Cause that's the
Big,
only place you're gonna
big
have
cookout,
like
man. It's a
that
big
type of
cookout.
vibe.
Big cookout
Big
full of
ass cookout.
It's like a big cookout tailgate. It's just
That's it. It's a
It's
tailgate vibe,
phenomenal.
bro.
Yes, it's phenomenal.
Get
It's
you a
like
nice
as
little
soon as you
drinky
finish
drink.
tailgating,
Yeah.
then you come from the game, then you just see all the people that you went to college with. Then they have the step show. It's just a whole thing. Go to homecoming. Just
Just go to
go.
homecoming,
Gotta go.
y'all. I don't care if you don't know a soul in the crowd. When I say you're gonna feel welcomed, the
You're gonna
food
feel
there is
welcome.
phenomenal. There's always like food vendors, food trucks. Don't get drunk like I used to get drunk, JT. It was crazy. I never experienced drinking on that level
Yeah,
until I
homecoming
went to
will
my
get you.
first Howard homecoming. It was crazy. I'm
Homecoming
like,
will get you there.
it's the middle of the day
Yeah.
and
Oh, you're
I'm
lit.
blasted, and
Yeah.
everybody around me's blasted.
Yeah.
Don't
Oh
drink
yeah.
like that, but definitely have a good time. Good concerts, good people, good vibes. Just
I'm
check
a
out a
vet
homecoming,
now. I
man.
pace myself.
Right,
Um,
we're older now,
yeah.
but back in my
The
twenties,
last couple homecomings, I haven't even drink at. Oh yeah, I used to be. I
people just
remember.
sharing bottles. You want some? You want some? Like,
Quick story before we leave. I remember one time I was judging the step show at homecoming,
oh, nice.
right? So I'm sitting there and I'm looking down. I look down. And they're like, "What's up? What's up, squirrel?" I was like, "I got some oil, guys." So I brought some oil out and I started pouring.
Oh
And my
God.
other frat brother said, "You just need to get up, man. Not taking this seriously. Get out of here." He took my spot.
Oh
He was like,
shit.
"You are wilding out. You gotta go.
Get out.
You're
Oh
supposed to be
man.
judging. You're
And
not.
you
Get
get
out."
nice. Gotta go. What were you
I was like, "All right."
thinking?
Whatever. I'm out.
Party mode.
Yeah. I was like, "Man, what is going on? Ain't nobody got nothing. I got something. Come on, guys. Let's
Basically.
get this
Bro,
party."
that the
They were like, "Yes."
anxiety,
They
the
were like, "Yeah."
anxiety trying to finish your schoolwork, whatever test they have, like, bro, I gotta get done with all this shit.
You gotta get,
Cause you're
man.
trying to have a good time.
Trying
You
to have a
can't
good
be
time.
caught up worrying about I gotta study and I gotta take this
Nah, not at
test. And
homecoming. You're not getting nothing done.
it's crazy.
You better get your work done before then. So, but all right, guys, that was a quick story. We're gonna catch y'all next week. Once again, it's homecoming season. Go to a homecoming. It's all love. Trust me. And we are out. Peace.